We are again to talk about film noir. I'm Debbie Mack, author of the Sam McRae and Erica Jensen mystery series, and podcast producer, it
And
appears.
I'm at F.R. Jameson, author of the Screen Time Noir series. So what was that?
Hmm? What were you saying?
So yes, did you say something then? So
Oh, I was just saying,
I'm at F.R. Jameson, author of the Screen Time Noir.
yes, you are. Yes, and I am also a podcast producer and
Yes.
probably a film director at this point. Although I'm in post-production on this film that may take forever to actually bring about. No, it won't. It'll come about eventually.
It'll
But
be worth it when you get there.
yeah, it's a matter of doing things like color correction, like things that most indie authors don't even think about. It's like color correction, okay. Correcting correcting shadings, hiding things. It's all very weird and interesting. But having said that, let us get back to this movie, which is Chinatown, which I think of
Mhm.
kind of like the watershed moment in neo-noir, like, oh, there it is finally. I mean, it just to me, it just kind of defined the decade in a sense. It was just like, yeah, let's look at what happened before and talk about it.
Yeah. I think
How
there's a lot of that in New Hollywood, though. I think. Yeah.
how bad the old days could be, so to speak. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
but so what are your thoughts on this movie? Do you want to give us a synopsis?
I'll give you a synopsis at the start. I mean, it's a very short synopsis, but it's just like Jack Nicholson is kind of um, anti Philip Marlowe Private Eye. The first thing you learn about him is he does divorce, which Marlowe doesn't do, and he's also quite well off compared to Philip Marlowe. He has employees. He wears nice suits. Um, he's hired by a wife to follow her errant husband, who's having an affair. Um, he does this, catches the husband with a young lady. Um, Unfortunately, the this matter explodes in his face rather dramatically when the photos end up on the paper, and it turns out he wasn't hired by the man's wife after all. He was hired by somebody else, and he starts digging, and what he discovers is a huge citywide scandal that he attempts to expose, but it all explodes horribly in his face.
Yep. They'll
The
explode
end.
horribly, so to speak. Oh boy. I gotta tell you, that ending really gets me every single time. Ah. Anyway, it is
Not in the original script. The ending it goes just straight to straight to the last part. Yeah, that's not in the original script.
yeah, yeah. It's
Nicholson's character succeeds.
yeah, it's quite an ending. It is just like a showstopper. It's sort of like when she says that he owns the police, at that point I was like, oh my God, that
Yeah,
just just took the steam out of everything he has done. It's like everything I've done has been pointless. Except to
yeah,
satisfy my own curiosity.
yes. I mean, there's no point listening to this podcast if you haven't seen the film, as we're just going to spoil it left, right, and centre.
Oh yeah,
So it's kind of
absolutely.
like there's the bit where there's the bit where John Huston, sort of the last confrontation with Jack Nicholson, John Huston, as superb as the big bad guy, confesses to his crimes, which are horrific, in front of his henchmen.
Oh
There's
yeah.
no shame. It's just
It's just so
I have this money and this power. I
yeah,
can do what I like.
exactly. Exactly. It's such a
Yeah,
blatant show of, you know, power by virtue of simply having stuff and having so much influence.
yeah,
And it's so relevant, continues to be relevant today. I mean, this movie is
yeah.
Set in the past,
I was,
but totally relevant to today.
yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Do you think the very rich in America now are able to get away with all kinds of things?
Oh
Because
God, yes. Oh God, yes. I mean, the day that I dare to say something bad about Amazon and somebody says, well, they can do it because they're Amazon. Oh, well, that explains a lot. Not legally at all.
yes,
Okay. I can do this because I'm rich, basically, is what that says.
yeah,
So,
yeah, but it's the whole thing with taxes that if you owe the tax man $5,000, that you've got a problem. If you owe the tax man $500 million, the tax man's got a problem. He's got to work out a way to get that off you,
yeah,
and
seriously.
you'll have all kinds of lawyers you could throw at it. Yeah,
For instance, try to get a criminal taken out of the White House. Apparently, you can
yeah,
tear part
no.
of it down. He can remodel it at a whim. Oh, who knew? Yes, crazy things are going on over here. I gotta tell you, it's sometimes
Yeah,
a little
yes.
too much. Yes, but yeah, I gotta say that this is one of the best constructed stories I've ever read. I mean, in terms of like the script and the movie it's
Hmm.
is constructed so well. It does its reveals so well. I mean, you're getting clues at various points, and you don't know that they're clues yet until later. Like the whole thing with
Yeah,
Nick
yeah,
Mulray. It's like, oh, some phony was set up to do this. Why? And then all these other things, like things that she said,
yeah,
like, Hollis and I have an understanding. He takes it to mean one thing, and she
yeah,
understanding is completely different. It's like she's not saying things to him.
yeah,
She's withholding information from him all the time. And
yeah.
then all the misunderstandings. It's like, gee, we found this phone number on her wall. Did you kill her? I mean, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
no. I don't know anything about it, and whatever. I mean, it's like all of these like miscommunications and things said that mean other things that you don't
Yeah.
figure out until later. The reveals are done so well that to me this is like one of the most perfect mysteries ever written for
Well,
this.
the line that stands me is bad for the grass, which
Yeah,
is just said by the gardener at the start, near the start.
yeah, I love
And
that.
he just happens to repeat it later on, and that just opens everything up.
Right, right. I love that line there because that ends up being a clue later. And it ends up again being a misunderstanding. He's like
Yes.
bad for glass. Yeah, whatever. Um, oh, that bad for grass. Oh, salt water. Oh, guy who drowned. Oh,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the stuff that's set up at
Yes.
various
Some
points.
drown them have salt water in their lungs.
Yeah. Yeah, all these little, I don't know if they're Easter eggs or just tiny clues dotting here and there that come together at the end in a very
They're
satisfying,
tiny,
if downbeat
they're
way.
tiny, well-worked clues, but they're what you film rather than a mystery novel because it's a much shorter experience to watch a film generally than read a novel. You don't tend to do it in 2 hours. You
Right.
can you can have stray lines of dialogue really hit the way you because in a book, you're reading a 300-page book over a week. A passing line 200 years earlier might not necessarily have stuck in your head.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah. On trust that he said that, but in the film, oh yeah, I remember that moment from an hour ago.
Hmm. Yeah.
No, it
Yeah.
is an absolute masterpiece.
It really
And
is.
it is, I mean, it's incredibly well written by a lovely human being. Without going too much into Mr. Polanski and the things he's done. And it's very well performed as well. This is one of Nicholson's best performances.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
he does, he's still movie star Jack Nicholson, but also very much a real person.
Yeah, yeah. He's very good in this. He has this kind of
Yeah, he doesn't go over the top with it.
He doesn't go over the top, but he gives it just enough of a kind of flourish. Like I noticed in the elevator scene when he's talking to Mulvihill about how he can hold on to their water, he takes off his hat. He kind of does this hat tip thing before the door closes.
Yeah,
I thought, I'll bet that was Jack Nicholson.
yeah.
Yeah. Or Roman Polanski. A little something to put a little, I don't know, what do you call it, a landing on that, give it a little flourish.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just
So
thought,
when he's in the barber's chair and the photos have ended up in the paper, and see that people do know who he is. There is something of a celebrity quality to him.
yes, yes. And
Yeah.
he senses
But
he's been a seedy kind of private eye. Let's face it. I mean, he's the kind of guy who's
yeah.
taking pictures of people screwing and, cheating on their spouses or girlfriends or whatever. And so he has not had, the most uplifting in terms of motives career. Mainly he's into it for the money, for what he, just doing what he does. And, I guess being an ex-cop,
Hmm.
he knows how to investigate. So that's what he does.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yes.
he keeps emphasizing in that part with the barber thing, at the barber shop. I make an honest living. I make an honest, not like you bums at the bank who throw people out,
Yes.
houses.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting contrast, even if he is seedy, he's honest about it. I mean,
Does
God,
he have?
I'm out there revealing the truth, okay?
Yes. Does
Even
he have a moral awakening here? Do you feel? Or
I don't know if it's a moral awakening. Po- I think it's like he's re-experiencing a bad experience from Chinatown because
mm,
he says this reminds me of something of a time when I tried to help somebody and I ended up hurting them.
yes.
And I was like, whoa, wow, what kind of journey is that? I mean, where he kind of does it all over again? Is that what happens? Is that
Yes.
Is that kind of the bleak point of this movie that sometimes you can't win the fight, but you can only come out of it and
I think there's an element of yes. There is the kind of nihilistic
mm,
viewed. You are going to get screwed over by the human race. I think it's not moral awakening he has. It's more because someone does one over on him than what he starts as is he's not letting that happen to him.
exactly.
So he's going to pull at the strings to find out who's trying to take him for a sucker. And then it just gets bigger and bigger, but he doesn't stop. By that point, he just doesn't stop.
No.
If he was smarter, yeah. If he was smarter, he'd realize this is far too big and he can't do anything.
It's so
But
sad.
he just doesn't stop.
He just doesn't forget it, Jake.
No.
Chinatown.
Yes.
That was interesting because there are a lot of references to China throughout the movie too. The Chinese joke, the totally
Yes. Yeah.
politically incorrect Chinese joke that would have been told at the time. So
Hmm.
it's with the genre. I'm sorry to those of you who are offended. You know, there are people who are actually offended out there by the line, forget it, Jake, it's Chinatown, which I don't understand because that reflects the reality of the time. They're getting at some seedy
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
things were happening in Chinatown for yeah.
And it's I don't know, I mean, whether you take it in the film as kind of literal Chinatown or whether it's like this curse that hangs over him.
Hmm,
Like, what causes what happens isn't Chinese people. It's not some kind of triad culture that
exactly,
he's stumbling upon.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it ends up even in the film we have, and the original script doesn't have any. They don't go to Chinatown. It's called Chinatown, and they reference to things that happened there, but it doesn't go there. And even in the film we have, it only goes there for 5 minutes,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
it's where this pressure cooker that he's been trying to control explodes. But it doesn't link itself into Chinese society in it. It's just kind of, it's just, yeah,
It's barely connected to Chinatown, but it's like
yeah.
because he had a bad experience there, and somehow this extrapolates out to the experience he's in now. There's some sort of similarity there that he
Of
referenced.
cosmic link in some way. He says that he tried to help someone and it all went wrong. He does exactly the thing. Almost you feel on a much bigger scale he's done it this time.
Do you think he's trying to find redemption through doing this?
So it is kind of yeah.
Like he didn't succeed the first time, so maybe
I
he'll.
think he is, yeah. Yeah. That whatever happened in the past, yeah. Mm. I think you're right, there is an element there that he's trying to redeem whatever happened. Which I was after this. I know I've seen it once. So I was thinking, should I just watch the two Jakes after this and see if it echoes the theme of something terrible happened. I'm going to try and put it right. And
The two
I
Jakes have
can't remember. I remember that film not being very good, but I.
heard terrible things about it, and I was afraid to see it for that reason. I was afraid, don't ruin the China
Yeah.
experience for me with that. Okay. I don't know what to think. Hmm.
Yeah. Mm. Jack Nicholson is excellent in the role.
He.
I think Faye Dunaway almost has the tougher role in that it could just be the victim.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't think she's written much depth as he is, but she still pulls it off. As a kind of this kind of woman who's trying to be strong, but is much more fragile than she wants to be,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
is obviously dealing with her own stuff from her past.
Yeah. Boy,
Yeah,
talk about messed up.
yeah. Because the scene Rio, he's slapping him, and it's she's my sister, she's my daughter, she's my sister, she's my daughter, and that does get some. That's the scenes are brought out as kind of high camp.
Yeah.
Fade of the way as mommy dearest has that reputation for being sort of that over the top high camp, but that's very much taking it out of context from the rest of the film.
Yes.
But in the film itself, she's earned that moment when you get there.
Hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, she is a woman quietly going on it, trying to be steely, but getting closer and closer to her own personal abyss.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's quite a moment. Yeah.
yeah.
And his choices are also interesting.
She's styled incredibly well.
Yes. Oh my God. I mean, sometimes
Yeah,
like posed, like at one point, she was in the office and she's kind of like posed at the window. She has kind of looks like an object of art there with her hat and
yeah,
silhouetted in the window. It was really kind of something. I can't remember which part it was. It was the part where Jake is coming in and the secretary warns him that she's in the office.
Yeah.
And I just thought
Yeah.
that I also think the dialogue in this is exceptionally good.
Yes. Yeah. There are a lot of quotable lines.
Yeah.
Not even like little ones. You sort of mentioned like the phone number written on the wall. Is that your number? I don't know. I don't call myself that often.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. The kind of sort of facetious 1940s private eye dialogue.
Yes, I love that. I love that stuff.
Yeah. Mm. It is, it's a quotable film. It's a I mean, it is, the like a line that comes in, forget it, Jake, it's Chinatown.
Hmm.
And that's, I mean, it's the most famous line in the film. It's always an odd one in that you have to see the film to make any sense whatsoever. It's
Exactly.
not maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of my life.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, we'll always have Paris. It's not something you can really quote out of context and go, well, that applies to my life. Yeah. Forget it, Jake, it's Chinatown. He's really specific.
Yeah. Ah, sometimes it's best to leave the past in the past. Is that the lesson here?
Yes. And
Don't poke
the,
fun.
the other performance, of course, mentions John Huston's, who is excellent
Oh my God.
and really does
He's just a present.
lends that voice of his
His appearance,
is
voice, everything about him is kind of
yeah,
overpowering, kind of
yeah,
Moses, in terms of bigness and kind of a sort of a raw power, a feeling of raw
yeah,
guy. Sometimes the way he speaks really gets
so, yeah,
when he's talking about like the fish. I hope you don't mind. I like to serve them with the head on them. He's very down
yes.
home, and
Yeah.
it's like that. And then he talks about the future, Mr. Gids, and it's like, oh wow, aren't you full of yourself? But he can
Yeah.
because he's got all these people he can pay off.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
everything from politicians, old whores, and ugly buildings get respectable if they last long enough.
that's a great line.
Yeah.
Another great line
But
from
so there's a bit towards the end, right at the end as well, when Faye Dunaway's shot, and the way he screams, oh no," and then sort of helping his granddaughter out of the car. And it's just so utterly chilling.
it is awful. It is an awful moment. The look on her face, the way she screams when he grabs her, it's horrifying.
Yeah. But the way he says it as well, almost like, he knows he has to be upset at this moment,
Yes.
but isn't really that upset. But he knows this is what's needed right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh, grotesque. But it's such a great movie. I can get depressed every time I watch it, but
Yeah.
it's such a great movie anyway. So
I
worth
mean,
it.
it's not, yeah,
The movie starts off with him investigating something that isn't happening, but he starts off investigating one thing. He ends up
mhm,
investigating something else. Essentially, he investigates Hollis Mulray's investigation. He's like observing
yeah,
Mulray investigating. So it's like, okay, and then Hollis Mulray
yes,
dead.
yes, he does. Doesn't he?
Yeah, so it's very voyeuristic at first. I mean, he's a voyeurist anyway, because he's always looking at people doing things they shouldn't be doing. And so now he's a voyeur. Now he's a voyeur of somebody who's doing an investigation, which I thought was really interesting. Who ends up dying because of his investigation. And then the thing with the picture of them arguing, him and Noah Cross,
Mhm.
which at first he's like, "Why are you showing me this?" To his associate. I said, "Well, you wanted to see what he was doing here. This is what he's,"
Yeah,
and it ends up being important. One of those little clues that leads him to the understanding, oh, they had a partnership.
yeah. There's very little stuff in the film that isn't important. Yeah. There's that little moment at the start where he's in the meetings, he's gone to see what Hollis Mulray looks like, and the guy lets the sheep into the room.
Yes, I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you can feed them, water them then, and it's kind of like it's just like a little bit of color. You think, but no, that's the crux of the whole thing here.
It is what we're talking about now.
The farmers being starved of water. Yeah,
Mhm. Exactly.
yeah,
And the land grab business, I thought was just whoa.
yeah.
That that happens. That stuff
It happened. It's based on a real case, but it happened. Like, the real case happened earlier than the film is set. So it did happen in Los Angeles, but I think it's more 1890s than it is 1930s.
well, in a
So,
sense, it's how Columbia got formed. Um, a holding company was formed to buy up land in Howard County,
mhm.
and the Rouse Company turned it into Columbia, basically, essentially, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm simplifying quite a bit, but I mean, I'm not
yeah.
saying use dead people. They weren't involved in anything like that, I don't think.
As far as you know.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, right. I will not speculate on things I don't know about, but I just thought it was interesting that that's how Columbia was formed by a corporation. Um, anyway, um, was I? And we're talking about Chinatown, not Columbia. So,
Yes.
or actually Los Angeles, maybe, and the LAPD, and Jake Giddies, who's a very interesting person, played very well by Jack Nicholson. Um, who else is remarkable in this movie? I think everybody who shows up in this movie is interesting in some way. Down to the secretary who grudgingly gives him information about the business there, the water company.
Yes. Yeah. So there's lots of good character actors having good parts. He was a bit young. The guy who was Higgins in Magnum, whose name I can never remember.
Oh
But
yeah,
he
John Hillerman, I think.
maybe, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He has a nice little small part, and hey, maybe it'll make you water commissioner someday if you play your cards right. You seem like a nice guy. I'm not after you.
Yeah. Diane Ladd is the other, well, the other Mrs. Horace Mulray.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who does the most with her two scenes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
She certainly does her best.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Roman Polanski casting himself as a kind of rather sinister knife man.
Part always makes me slightly go, ah, when
Yeah,
this goes through his nose. It's ah.
yeah, yeah.
I remember the first time I saw this was in the theater, and ooh, when you see it on a big screen, it's different.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yeah, it's a really, really good movie. And I just think it's the kind of movie that you can point to and say, if you want to write a screenplay, if you want to write a mystery screenplay, start with this one.
Yeah,
Start with reading.
yeah,
It's like it's almost like, like a playbook for how to write a mystery because,
yeah,
you know, the extent to which you can plant clues that people don't know are clues early on
yeah.
eventually come together. That's
I feel though in less good hands, the ending of it wouldn't work. So I think there is a kind of element of mystery. There is obviously a big element of mystery that the catharsis is everything being solved and tied together in bows, which this film does to an extent that you know who did it, you know why they did it, and then were allowed to get away with it. I think in a less expert hands, that would just be incredibly annoying to people. Although it's not necessarily isn't doesn't I haven't seen it in a long time. Doesn't it actually fail to catch the people behind the French Connection?
mm-hmm.
So I think it's a very sort of 1970s thing. People get away with stuff.
Oh yeah, God. The 70s seemed like
Yeah,
movies with endings where people got away with stuff or endings
yeah,
uncertain in terms of what is the outcome here? Are they going to be okay?
yeah,
Is everything okay at this point? No,
yeah,
only as okay as it can be. It's like you got to settle for slightly less than perfect here sometimes.
yes, yeah.
Those kinds of endings, those kind of indeterminate, we're not really sure if everything's going to be okay, but things are looking maybe hopeful, maybe, possibly,
Or maybe not.
or maybe not. Yeah. It's just kind of like ambiguous endings. That's what I'm trying to say. Ambiguous.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you
And
think of sort of, this is sorry, what was that?
I'm just saying ambiguous endings were big then, it seemed to me.
Yeah, they're a lot less big today.
Yeah. Like a happy ending now.
Yeah.
Or just flat out crime doesn't pay ending. I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe. It's all those comic book heroes, I guess. They make everything right somehow. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Or Star Wars.
Star Wars, talk about your basic good versus evil, big versus little, whatever.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think even by the 80s, we moved away from the ambiguous ending, the
Mm.
downer ending.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess you're spending millions on a film, you want the audience to go home feeling happy, or that would be most Hollywood's executives thinking on it. Yeah.
And
You don't want them
you
going
want to
home going,
come back to the theater someday. I think
yeah, yeah,
it kind of reflects the kind of the zeitgeist of that time, though, because there was a lot of there was so much
yeah,
social unrest, if you want to call it that, I guess. Just
yeah.
so many changes going
Well,
on.
both the Godfather films have ambiguous endings or downer endings. I mean, I think the ending of the first Godfather is now muted by the fact everyone immediately goes to watch the second Godfather. I'm willing to that there's like a 2 year wait between the two of them. So there's a lot of like both Godfather films, The Conversation, The Parallax View.
Oh
Off
yeah,
the top of my head, 70s films that have very ambiguous or bleak endings.
yeah. Freedom
Yeah,
Condor.
yeah,
That
yeah.
ending always made me go, oh, hmm. Yeah, Parallax View. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
So many of those movies, not very happy endings, but but interesting movies anyway.
Yeah, a few can hold a candle to Chinatown.
Hmm.
If you've got this far to listen to the podcast and haven't seen it, then well, that's just insanity. This cannot have made any sense to you, but
Well, you should see it. You should see it.
yeah, go and watch it again.
Fantastic movie.
Yes.
Fantastic movie. And just to me, just one of the most perfect movies ever written.
Mhm. So next month, should we do sort of look at some Bogart and maybe go for High Sierra?
Oh, sure. Hi, Sierra.
Yeah.
And you know what might be interesting? There was a remake of that with Jack Palance. I'm trying to remember the name.
Mhm.
There was a remake with Jack Palance and who was his co-star? I'm trying to remember who the woman was in that. I want to say Shelley Winters, but I'm not sure about that at all.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that at all. But I'm going to have to look up what the remake was on that because we could do, say, High Sierra and then follow up with the remake or something.
Yeah. Yeah. That could be an idea.
I could figure out what was the name of that movie? Jack Palance was in it. That's all I remember. I didn't figure it out, but you
Let
know.
me know. But well, if we do High Sierra next month, I mean, I think yeah, written by John Huston, so there is a link.
Yes.
And I was thinking, yeah, probably the most obvious one to do would be the Maltese Falcon, but we've now done a year of private detective films.
Well, I do love a private detective film.
Yeah, but, you can have too much ice cream.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, um, feel free to leave a comment on my
Yeah.
blog, wherever,
Mhm.
podcast, on Chinatown and tell me what you think of the movie, or on the YouTube channel.
Mhm. And we'll be back next month with High Sierra.
Yes, back next month with High Sierra, featuring
Yeah.
wonderful Humphrey Bogart before he was before he was Sam Spade or Philip Marlowe.
Yes.
And I think Ida Lupino is also in that one.
Yes. Yes, I believe so.
Fabulous Ida Lupino.
Yeah.
So I will then say, see you next time.
See you next time. Happy viewing.
Happy viewing and happy living and happy reading. Take care. See you later. See ya.